Welcome to another podcast style episode of Follow My Voice. Today I want to talk about negative thoughts. Oh yeah, you knew this was coming. Negative thoughts. And what we're going to do is deep dive into see if what Google's number one or number two search result on negative thoughts, is it good advice or is it all a bunch of BS? Let's see. Negative thoughts. So hopping on Google at the time of this recording. The article is from CogniFit. Negative thoughts. 10 tips to stop negative thinking. Negative thoughts. Starts the article. I will reach my goal. I will never reach my goals. I have such bad luck. If we maintain a negative attitude towards life, it will be strange that something goes right for us. Everything we'll see will seem bad and unattainable. Negative thoughts unconsciously take us away from the goal. So, it goes into what are negative thoughts: pessimism, mind reading. I could tell people don't like me because of the way I behave. Pessimism, life's a struggle. All or nothing. Oh, guilty of this one. I have to do things perfectly, and anything else is a failure. But let's get into the 10 tips and see if they're good advice or a bunch of BS. Tip number 1, write down your negative thoughts. First step to being a negative person first step to stop being a negative person is to be aware of the negative thoughts we have throughout the day. If we are aware of them, we will be able to reflect on them and change them. How to do it. Keep a record of the bad habits you want to get rid of. This is a very effective way to learn about it. Carry a notebook. Hold a piece of paper and pen with you at all times. You can only record the thoughts you have. Technically, you can also record more information, such as the discomfort. But what has led you to think like that? And what did you do afterwards? So, I like this one, but I don't like it for a couple of reasons. Number one, how many raise your hand if you're going to carry a notebook everywhere you go? I do when I go to my conferences. Don't be that guy who uses a stupid hotel notepad. I'm always yelling at that guy. If you go to conferences or seminars, I will talk, you know what about you in my mind if I see you writing on the hotel notepad. Although you are technically a step above the person who's not taking notes, still, use a freaking notebook for crying out loud. With that said, outside of an event, you're just going about your day, and you really carry around a moleskin notebook. I mean, you should. It's a smart idea. And I think the most successful people do it. But the most successful people also go to the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning and wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. So if you're not doing that either, maybe you're not going to be carrying around the notebook. So the only notebook you know is watching the movie The Notebook. It's a good idea, but it probably won't apply to you. Next, seek an alternative to that thought. Once you've jotted down several of your thoughts, you have to become more conscious and realize that those so-called realistic thoughts only make you feel bad. Think of an alternative to them. If you thought, for example, this job interview is going to be a disaster, you can change it to, I may not be the perfect candidate, but I'm going to do my best. I like that. You can record alternate thoughts in the same notebook. Little by little, the practice of alternate thoughts will come to you automatically. I like that. But it's tough. Like, what are you going to use this is a good one that sounds good at writing, but how are you going to implement it? Like, I had some negative thoughts today at 3 p.m. and I came to my senses at 11:30 p.m. I didn't even realize I lost my day. It was a stupid little text message. Raise your hand if something real stupid has ever made you lose a day. Time is the most precious thing we have. You don't value your time. You don't value your life. So I didn't value my life today. So I like it, but man, are you going to do it? Comment below if you're going to do it. Don't try to read other people's minds. Many negative thoughts is tip number 3. Many negative thoughts come from our determination to read other people's minds. We think we know what everyone else is thinking. For example, if we see our coworker and he hasn't greeted us, we can think, oh, he doesn't like me. Since we are not fortune tellers, do you really have the evidence to think like so? Do you really know for sure that your coworker dislikes you? Did they tell you? Whether it's true you have evidence, or whether you don't, but you do, why don't you check it out and ask them directly? This is tough. You didn't see me. Think of an alternative explanation as well. Oh, they didn't see me. I like the alternative explanation, but those of us who hate conflict, raise your hand because I'm one of you. We are brothers and sisters if you hate conflict. I hate conflict, and it is holding me back in life. So if you can handle conflict, give yourself a thumb up right now. Go ahead and hit the like button on yourself, because that is amazing. I like you. You are killing it in life. Not me, though. I have a tough time with conflict. So I like this one, but it's really hard for me to implement. I once had a boss I hated. Still kind of hate. That's a problem. Do as I say, not as I do. But, yeah, because look, I already feel bad just thinking about it. So I need to think of an alternative. But I could never ask that boss directly, you hate me. I should have. So once again, I like it, but realistically, are you going to do anything about it? Number 4, throw your thoughts away. Ooh. When you're writing negative thoughts on paper and then throwing them away, it really helps get rid of the thought. I like this one. Write down a negative thought on a piece of paper, wrinkle it up, throw it in the trash, and then say it's gone. I really like this one because the brain takes subliminal cues from your environment. And by writing down a thought, immediately crumbling it up and throwing it away, I think that is the right, that is a good one. Remember, I read these off the cuff. I don't want to prepare. First take, one take only. Let's do it and see what I can get. Because it doesn't count if I rehearse it or I practice some right answer. I'd love to, but nope. It's not as valuable. Off the cuff. Man, that's a good one. I'm gonna do this right after I'm done recording this podcast. Number 5, surround yourself with positive people. Just as people can infect you with negativity, and they do. Stay away from social media, comparing yourself to toxic social media. And I understand what's the word I'm looking for? Irony. That you are listening to this on social media, but I don't care. Someone I look up to once said, I give you these positive messages on social media, and then you criticize me in the comments because you tell me not to go on social media. But I only do this because I know the only place I can reach you is social media. Powerful, powerful, powerful. The problem with this is, what if you have no positive people? But I have a workaround for this one. You are a mix of the 5 people you hang out with the most. Those people do not have to be real people. Hang out with people you look up to. Like, just off the top of my head, who's someone that everyone would know? Grant Cardone, Tai Lopez, and who's someone else positive? I can't think of somebody right now. But let's just say you only hung out with 2 people. Like in the car, Tai Lopez and Grant Cardone podcast. Yeah, whether you like them or not doesn't matter. But there's a lot of positivity that they talk about. So, surround yourself with positive people. And they don't have to be real people. You can follow them on YouTube, like you can follow this podcast, my channel. You can follow other people's channels. Just make sure there's 5. Choose 5 heroes that you follow. I like that one. Just wanted to add a little tip on that. All right. The next one is tip number 6. Enjoy the positive. Many times our negativity comes from an inability to enjoy the positive things that happen in our lives. Don't underestimate your accomplishments. Congratulate yourself on them. This is a tough one for me because, I gone to school and I tell you, I worked for years. I got a master's degree, working on a second master's degree right now. I'm not sure why. I just like to learn. But my point is, when I finished my first master's degree, I was probably happy for like 2 hours. Years of work. 2 hours of happiness. And I wasn't even that happy. I've been happier before. So definitely allow yourself to be happy. I have a tough time with this one. Do you? Number 7, be grateful. Listen to my gratitude podcast. We'll deep dive into gratitude. So I'll just say, I like gratitude, but the tip of keep a diary, I have some comments on that. Listen to my podcast on gratitude. We'll just move on. Don't complain so much as I complain. Number 8 is don't complain so much. Complaining about misfortunes can help us to vent, but complaining focuses on the negative. Moreover, we are not doing anything to solve the situation. So don't complain. Accept the situation and move on. No situation lasts forever. I like that. Time heals everything. In 100 years, whatever problem we have, whatever problem caused me to ruin my day from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. because of a stupid text message, I probably won't remember it in a week. I sure as hell won't remember it in a year. So I like that. This too shall pass. Number 9, don't generalize the negativity. Are you one of those people? Uh-oh, I'm talking in the third person about the third person to the first person, I think. Are you one of those people who says, it always happens to me? What bad luck do I have? Yeah, definitely don't do this. You're training your subconscious to think negatively. Do not repeat negative thoughts like this. All you're going to do is make your subconscious more negative, which is going to make more negative thoughts, which is going to make you think more negative thoughts, which is going to make you take more negative actions, which is going to lead to more negative results. In a self-fulfilling prophecy of pain. Don't do it. Number 10, distract yourself. I don't know if I like this one. I really don't like it, but let's read it. Sometimes we know perfectly well that these negative thoughts that have come to mind are foolish and have no place in our thoughts, but we cannot help it. In these cases, it's best to distract yourself, think of something else, and let the thoughts disappear. Alright, maybe I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. When those negative thoughts appear, we have to mentally shout enough. I like this. Another thing I do is when you get a negative thought is to shout out or to say cancel, cancel, even whispering it. Like, God, I'm such a piece of shit. Oh yeah, cancel, 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 cancel. Just, it's a great NLP hypnosis technique. Cancel that negative thought. Do not absorb it. Cancel, cancel. Anything that helps you break the chain of thought works. Yeah, I like the cancel, cancel. So what do I think about this one? Which is my least favorite? Let's go through it again. Alternative, try not to read other people's minds. I like that one. Oh, throw away your thoughts. I'll go into my favorite one first. Throw your thoughts away. Write them down. Crumble up the paper and throw the thought away. I think this is training your subconscious. This is killing it for your subconscious. It's a really good one. I don't know about distract yourself. I think it's worded poorly. I think a simple enough, like the article says, or my cancel is enough. I'm not trying to distract myself. I'm just trying to just cancel, stop, move on. Stop is a very powerful word. It, especially when you say it to your thoughts, because we're conditioned to stop. The second I get a negative thought, stop, or cancel. That's why I say cancel. Gotta get rid of these negative thoughts. So overall, I like the article. It's got some good tips. I don't think anyone's going to be carrying around Moleskine journal everywhere they go. Should, but my negative on the article is that I don't know if that's practical. My positive is that You definitely don't want to condition your mind to be negative. All right, Google, thanks for bringing that to my attention. And if you like this analysis, go ahead and hit the like button right now. Give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe and notification icon so you're always there when I'm dropping new content. If you think Google's still a bunch of BS, go ahead and hit that thumbs down button so I can see that you thought Google's a bunch of BS. And write in the comments below what you think I should deep dive into next. Definitely want to read your suggestions, and if I take your suggestion and turn it into an episode, I'll give you a shout out in the video or in the comments. Till then, thanks for following my voice.